The chapter numbers in our Bibles today have a major influence on the way we read the text. Chapter divisions determine sermon texts, yearly Bible reading plans, and classroom assignments. And yet, the original Bible authors do not use these modern chapter divisions. So where did they come from, and why were they created? They arose in the early 13th century AD. With the rise of universities, the study of the Bible moved from monasteries and churches into classrooms. Students and teachers literally needed to be on the same page to discuss scripture. But the Latin Bibles used in Europe had a multitude of chapter systems and lacked standardization. In stepped Paris Bibles. Paris Bibles popularized a new kind of Bible, a portable, single-volume, standardized format that still characterizes Bibles used today. We take for granted that in the UK, everyone can have their own personal copy of the Bible, which they can easily carry around. But throughout most of church history, a copy of the entire Bible would span multiple volumes or be one very large book. Paris Bibles standardized the chapter divisions and numbers that would become the chapter system we still use today. Scholar and clergyman Stephen Langton had a big part to play in creating these chapter divisions. He studied at the University of Paris and lectured in theology from about 1180 to 1206 AD. And so he would have probably experienced the confusion in classroom settings of teachers and students having different chapter divisions. He also saw the existing chapter system as inconsistent in length and not helpful to readers' understanding. So he had two goals in creating chapter divisions: to create chapters of roughly equal length and to have unity of subject matter within each chapter. Whilst we can see in our modern Bibles that Langton often struggled to reconcile these two goals, the fact that this system is now universal shows his system was popular despite its flaws. However, we must recognise that Langton's chapter system was not a one-time solo effort, but a gradual development over 25 years of teaching. He was indebted to earlier Latin chapter systems and to other scholars doing similar work. Langton's chapter divisions do not match up perfectly with our current system, which implies that others continue to improve his chapter system. Those who finished Langton's work were probably Philip, the Chancellor of Notre Dame, Hugh of Saint-Cher, and the publishers of the Paris Bibles. So while modern chapter divisions help us to navigate through the Bible more easily, we need to remember that they do not originate from the biblical authors and are the interpretation of scholars. So, readers should feel free to ignore and/or disagree with the modern chapter divisions. Tyndale House's New Testament project is studying other chapter systems that arose much earlier than our modern chapter system in the 4th and 5th centuries AD. By studying these early chapter systems, we gain different perspectives on how to structure and read the biblical text.